It's a welcome sight to see businesses starting to reopen and people starting to venture out. But as these stay-at-home orders end, crime and security experts believe there could be a massive spike in crime. Joining us now to talk more about this is Michael Haggard with the National Crime Victim Bar Association and Haggard Law Firm. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Michael, whether in or out of the pandemic, what exactly is the legal responsibility of a business or even an apartment complex, an HOA, to provide security right now?
Sure. In Florida, you have a duty to provide a safe premises to the invitees who come on your property. So basically what that means is you need to provide adequate security for the risk that your particular business would have, both before and during this pandemic.
Well, you also have 3 areas you say business owners must consider as to why crime might increase because of COVID-19. So the first is mental health. Can you explain that for me?
Sure. I mean, as we all know, I mean, the stress on everyone is more than it's ever been. I mean, so many people have lost their jobs, been furloughed, or concerned about different things. So as we return to our new normal, the stresses on people have never been so much. So business owners are going to have fights in parking lots that they would never expect possibly, or interactions in restaurants over different things that they've got to be aware really of understanding these stresses that are on people and how fights can erupt and different problems can erupt that maybe wouldn't have happened in January, February of this year because of the state of the economy and the mental health that we're in as we come out of this quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that we're all feeling it, really, this stress.
Sure.
So you can only imagine that situations like that would arise. Next, you point to the number of guns sold as the pandemic started.
We're at a record number, a number that this country has never seen before. Over a 270% increase in gun sales across America. And no matter where you fit on the gun reform debate, we can all agree that sometimes those weapons are going to get in the wrong hands. And when you combine that with the mental health problem that has spiked since COVID started, that's a real problem for business owners because they've got to understand you may very well have more people that have weapons on your property, whether you are an apartment complex, whether you're a bar, any type of commercial business. You've got to be aware of that and how you implement your security to protect your customers.
Yeah, important to be aware of this all. And finally, you talk about new risks with masks, social distancing, and the emotion around all these new rules.
Yeah, unfortunately, this has become a bit of a political issue and a bit of a stance. And so we've already seen confrontations over, businesses saying you have to wear a mask and even people, signing up on one side of wearing masks and things like this. So businesses have to understand, usually we were concerned with robberies. We're concerned with our lights being out and there may be a chance for someone to be robbed in their parking lot. Now it's these, it all comes together. The temperature of rising of politics, not to mention everything that's going on post George Floyd and the racial tension in the United States. Those are now business owners' concern. Those are risks to security of their invitees, and they got to be aware of all these things that might occur on their property because we're all aware of it. We see it every day on the news. You guys have covered it thoroughly. There are tensions that have never arisen, and that can happen in any commercial business. So they've got to take the right security measures to keep their customers safe.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. A lot of important information and a lot to think about for business owners going forward.